Farming Simulator 25 is Giant Software's new game. It released on November 12th and it is currently going for $49.99 USD. There are all kinds of the game. You can get it for PS5, you can get it for Xbox, you can get it for PC. There's 1 year bundles, there's just the regular Farming Simulator 25, there's expansions, but today we're just going to be talking about generally, is Farming Simulator 25 worth the purchase? Now here in the game, Farming Simulator 25 is not much different at all than FS22, but again, the loading menu doesn't really matter. In the main menu, it is not much different than FS22, but the loading menu doesn't say much about the actual game, so let's go ahead and load into one of these games and show you guys around, and I'm going to show you guys a couple things that I like and a couple things that maybe aren't so good. Now here we are about ready to load into the game, so let's go ahead and load into the game. We're going to hit start. Now, if we walk around, the one thing that I notice when we load into the game is when you hit the W key, or at least on PC, to walk forward, it's almost like it's just like, I don't know how to explain it there. I know there's a word for it, but it's like delayed, I guess, if you want to say. It's like it takes a minute to get moving, but that doesn't really matter. It's just kind of a small thing that it doesn't really matter. But let's go ahead and go into our shop and let's see what's a little bit different in here. This is basically where I'm going to tell you if the game is worth it for you or not. Because depending on what you're using Farming Simulator 25 for, it might not be worth it yet. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So if we go into cars, let's see, you're somebody just like me, you're doing FS25 role plays with these lifted, modified trucks, just like this one. But let's just say that you're just a regular farmer, you play Farming Simulator as intended, you're farming like you would in Farming Simulator 25. Now here's where I'm going to tell you, is it really worth it or not? If you are a modder like me and you are big into the lifted trucks or anything that is a mod, I'm going to tell you right now, maybe wait a minute to get FS25 if you're a little bit on a budget. If you are a regular farmer in Farming Simulator 25, I would say go ahead and get the game. You know, with there not being a whole lot of truck mods out yet, it's not really worth it if that's what you're playing the game for, which is pretty much what I'm playing the game for, is truck mods. Obviously, there's not very many truck mods out yet. Here's one from Diesel Fab, and then there's a couple from me that I made. This one from Diesel Fab is pretty good. But other than that, there's really not many actual truck mods out yet. But with there being, this being a farming game, there's still a lot of tools and stuff for farming, even though there's not a whole lot of mods out yet. So if you are farming, I would say get the game. If you are just like me making FS25 truck role plays, maybe wait a little bit if you're on a little bit of a tight budget. But I would say in a couple months when we start making our mods and figuring out how to make these mods in Farming Simulator 25 and the mods start flowing out as they did in FS22, I would say definitely go ahead and get the game. I think mods are what make this game, in-game stuff. It's really not all that good. I think the mods are what makes FS25 or FS22 or FS19 or all the Farming Simulator. I think the mods are what makes the game. So really, if you have the money, go ahead and buy it now. You might as well play with it a little bit, see what you can do in the game before the mods start coming out. But if you're a little bit on a tight budget, I would say just wait a little bit until the mods come out, save up a little bit more. Just wait a second. It's really not all that good right now. It's just a regular farming game. There's not many mods out for you to really do anything if you're just like me and modding trucks. So let's just stay here for a second. FS22, is it really that much different from FS25? Like, FS22 has all these mods. Why not just stick with FS22? Why go to a whole new game that doesn't even have mods? Like, is there even a difference? Yes, I'm going to go over a couple things that I think are a little bit nicer and a little bit different. Obviously, starting with crop types, there are different crop types, and, some of you guys who are just like me and you guys mod trucks, all that, blah, blah, blah. Crop types really don't matter that much, but there are still a couple things that make a little bit of a difference if you're modding trucks like I do. And the biggest thing that I would say that changes from FS25 to FS22 is graphics. I think it looks way, way different in FS25 than FS22, and I think it's a tad bit more realistic. I think the graphics are definitely very much improved. Um, Other than that, there's still a couple things that really add to realism in this game that are way different than FS22. So I do think that in the end, this game is definitely worth it. I think there's a little bit of a difference between FS22. What is this, canola? FS22 and FS25 canola. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it looks a little bit more detailed. But other than that, the other thing that I want to say is grass. Grass looks way different, and in some of these screenshots that I take of these trucks, I think that the grass does play a huge role in the picture, and I think it just really makes the picture pop a little bit more. I'd say even trees. I don't think there's a whole lot of a difference in trees other than a little bit of color probably and maybe the leaf shape, but other than that, there's not a whole lot of difference, but graphics is a pretty big difference overall. Now, one of the big things I want to show you guys before I end this video, and this is going to be basically just showing you how much the graphics have improved. Now, I know they made fog a big deal, and there's definitely a lot of fog over by this creek, but I mean, also look at all this river, whatever you want to call it, the corn dog things, whatever you want to call. There's, this is pretty detailed. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't think these corn dog things were in FS22. Don't recommend eating these, but I'm gonna call them corn dog things for now. Now, another thing is water splashing. Look at the water splashing. That's a very small detail in the game because we're not swimming simulator. This is farming simulator, so it's not that big of a difference. But I think just showing you guys, look how much different these graphics look. I think that is definitely a major improvement. Real quick, another little thing that you guys, or anybody really, but mainly if you're farming, is tornadoes. They made tornadoes a huge deal, and I am yet to witness a tornado on Farming Simulator 25 myself. I have never seen a Farming Simulator 25 tornado by myself in the game. I've seen them on YouTube and stuff like that, but I do think that tornadoes are detrimental to the crops because, if a tornado rips through your field, that's basically all your crop gone right there. So overall, is Farming Simulator 25 worth the purchase? Yes. There is still a lot of bugs that needing to be fixed, and I'm sure that Giants will update it very soon, as soon as they possibly can. One of the errors that I have seen is the 8RX track is not working like it should. The track cuts off about halfway in the middle of this thing, and it's just really weird. I have seen a lot of bugs in the game, but they will all be updated, and it all will be worth it in the end. So yes, Farming Simulator 25 is 100% worth the purchase. If you guys do end up buying Farming Simulator 25, make sure you use my partner code MAPLEWOOD, and it is also linked in the description below. The link to Farming Simulator 25 is also in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to my Patreon for more, and go into my Discord and say hello to everybody, and subscribe to my YouTube, most importantly. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys decided whether you want Farming Simulator 25 or not. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Love you. Bye.